So we have to talk about this run game, and I'm pleasantly surprised, to say the least, in how effective Zeke was. Because I was worried that the offensive line wasn't going to be really good in the run game, and this is, coupled in with the fact that you had your front office be like, oh, we're going to run the football, good old-fashioned Cowboys football and all this other crap. But it was working, and then you got away from it. And so now you have your running back and Zeke coming out saying, listen, I think we need to dedicate ourselves to running the football a little bit more, and I agree. Yeah. I understand that you might sit here and be like, if you're, looking at it from the perspective of the front office, well, you get down in a game, you have to be able to pass the ball to win the game. I get you. But the thing is if you want to do play action, which you didn't really do a whole lot of, you need to be able to have the threat of the run there. Or if the passing game is doing very well, honestly, just doing play action matters either way. But the Cowboys were averaging with Zeke 5.2 yards per carry. He was running hard, and it really felt like if you kept committing to it, Zeke was going to have a really good game. And I saw some dumbass accounts being like, oh, Zeke is now averaging only 52 yards a game. But he only got 10 carries. So I'm really curious, in this game, if they're going to dedicate themselves to running the football, which they should, how does Zeke look? Right? Is Zeke going to look good? And this offensive line is one of those main factors. You have Tyler Smith at left tackle. You have Matt Farniak at left guard. Your center is Tyler Biotish. You have Zach Martin at right guard. And your Terrence Steele at right tackle. So, for me, I really like what I saw from Tyler Smith. I think that once Jason Peters is ready to roll, I would throw him at left tackle, put Smith at left guard, go with the best five you got, and roll from there. Now, Steele is kind of sketch-a-detch for me, and Zach looked a bit off, but Tyler Biotish played very well. And the reason why that's important is because your center helps dictate how the rest of the offense usually goes. Because if your center can hold up his own end, that left guard is going to be able to hold up his own. And, you kind of move down the line. And I think that is what's going to help the Cowboys in this instance. If it does, I mean, I could be wrong. They need to commit to running the football. But it has to be effective. You have to have the threat of the run there. And unless the passing game is that well, like, we saw this, what happened in Tampa Bay last year. Yes, they were play actioning it, but the thing was, and like, oh, well, Space Cowboys, they didn't run the ball a lot. But the thing is that the threat of the run was there, but your receiving options and how you kind of were moving the ball, hell of a lot different. This go around, there's a bit more different proof in the pudding, so to speak, in this regard. If I'm the Cowboys, you need, and I mean need, to run this football as effectively as possible. In fact, that's exactly why you won a good chunk of your games last season, right? Was that you were being effective on both sides of the ball, especially early on. Then you kind of go into this defensive, team and things like that. So I'm really looking forward to see what Zeke can do. Can he, I don't think he's going to continue to average 5.2 yards per carry. If he does, I'd be amazed. But this also applies to Pollard, too. Like, this is another thing that I've been noticing is the Cowboys are just dead set on having this straight up split. Go with the hot hand, right? You want to split carries, that's fine, but then you take Zeke out of momentum, and then you're kind of like trying to, no, I don't need to see Pollard if Zeke is doing his thing. And same thing, if Zeke ain't doing his thing, I should see a little bit more Pollard in there, and I think that's pretty common sense, but unfortunately that's not as common anymore. But ladies and gentlemen, having an honest-to-God discussion on this, I do believe that the Cowboys need to have serious discussions on running the football more. And I feel like, listen, they got snuffed out by Devin White and the Tampa Bay Bucks. Hey, we thought that what they were saying were lying. Like, hey, like, they're going to not commit to the run. And it looked like that the run was working, and they went away from it. So, if I see Kellen Moore take the ball away from Zeke, if he's averaging 5 yards a carry, I'm going to lose my mind. Because it's not that I need to see big runs. I need to see effective runs. Okay, if you're giving my running back the football, right, is he taking a 1st and 10 and making it a 2nd and 5? Is it on 2nd down he's making a 2 and 7 to a 3rd and 2 or a 3rd and 4? That is what really helps. And also wearing down the defense, making the your defense stay on the bench. Rest them, right? That has been the biggest thing when it comes to this, and I'm afraid that that is going to be a theme this year. And in fact, that's one of the reasons you lost that Tampa Bay game, was because if you had committed to the run more so than not, odds are Tampa Bay's defense gets a little bit more tired, and your passing games become a lot more effective, especially in this sets of circumstances. Don't run the ball for sake of running the ball. Run the ball because it works. Same thing for passing the ball. Don't pass the ball if it's not working. Pass the ball when it's effective. And I know it's not going to work every time. Like, I don't want to have this unrealistic expectation. Like, oh my God, like, it's not working. But that's the problem here. The Cowboys look like they're ass backwards when it comes to how they run their offense. So that's going to be a big thing we're taking a look at in this the Bengals game. Like, is this running game going to be a lot more lively? I hope it is, because if not, now you're kind of hoping, can Cooper Rush win me a game? And I don't know. I mean, I don't think that Cooper Rush is going to have the terrible performance Dak had to start off the year. Do I think he's going to throw like 5 touchdowns next game? No. But if he has another bad performance and it's because of the exact same mistakes we made in the Bucs game, Kellen Moore deserves to be fired offensively, because he's the one coming up with his game plan. And you can be like, oh, well, Space Cowboy, it's because we had Dak as the cornerback. Or Space Cowboys because X reason here. It's your offensive coordinator's job to get this offense moving. And if the same mistakes are being made, which I'm continuously seeing even stemming from last year, I really think you need to get this guy out of here. And if you don't, all you're doing is you're just making this team worse on purpose. And I think that that's what's going on here. And I've touched up on that. And I think we'll see this, because if I don't see an improved offense, what the hell are we doing here? So I'm not having like super high expectations, but can you just at least move the football somewhat decent to put you in a position to win? Is that too much of an ask? We'll see. Well, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.